Hey bitches, this is Levi from Masculine Intuition Readings, and I've come to you with a little bit of a look-see, flip-through review of the Black Salt Tarot by my dear friend Logan of Larkin Legend. I backed this Kickstarter as soon as I could, because if there's something I love, it's strong, evocative line art, sexy hollow, and pips. I love that shit. I love a good pips with feelings, gorgeous pips, and that's what this is. And before we start, I might as well say to all y'all hollow bitches out there, this deck basically is a master class on how to do a hollow deck well. Or let me even go a bit further than that, how to do a foil deck well. And obviously, Logan is not the inventress of, I love that word, of the foiled deck, but it has been elevated to a level of girl what, gorgeous hollow on the box, and then also really classy spot gloss on the box as well. We get a gorgeous little write-up. The Black Salt Tarot is a glimmering deck with which to light your way and cut your fears to ribbons. 85 cards, chonky little white book. Love that. And his link tree is right there, so go check that out. The inside of the box is just black, which I find very classy. And then over here you get the cute little star. So that's all for the box. All right, which takes us to the package itself, which contains the chunky little white book, which has that very classy star on there as well. And there's quite a lot of stuff in here that I find interesting. And, you know, there's not too much dilly-dallying going on. We get a little bit of an intro right into the card meetings, and then we get the spreads, which I love. We get some really good inventor spreads. But for each card, we get a creator's lens, which I find very interesting. I sort of not forgot to do it, but I also sometimes like it when it's not there, if that makes sense. Because I like coming up with my own reasons why a creator put something in there. But, you know, I do like it in here because Logan does it without being a complete and utter self-absorbed bitch with 20 pages per card. It's just a quick write-up. It's quick. Logan's writing style is sassy and snappy. So it's good. It's good. It's a good little white book, and I love how classy it looks. It has gorgeous soft touch lamination on the guidebook, which always feels really nice. So let's head straight into the cards. Guys, I've already been playing with this, and so I had to put it back in order for the review because I wanted to go through the whole deck as a flow. As you can see, I'm not going to be doing this for every card, but the holo is blinding. She's a blinding highlighter palette, basically, which I love. Really good quality. And, you know, I'm not gonna, you know, like, sometimes I feel like we can overanalyze things, but it's just gonna be a lot of oohs and ahs, and this is really pretty, okay? But I love this cute little fool with a cute little, like, jester thing going on. I think that's really adorable. Then we have the mage with that really cute, like, hat, which is also a little world in and of itself. And then we have all the elements dangling and the little spider. And there's, like, some really cute little details for you to see. And then we get the priestess as a scuba diver, which I think is really dope and an interesting choice. The Empress is just this glyph, which is gorgeous. And once again, like, I don't have those decks anymore. I had a couple of decks that have a similar thing going, but when I said this is a master class in how to do a foil deck like this, You can very clearly see it in here. I feel like the magic to the foil is in the fact that not everything is these thick, solid lines, but what Logan does a lot is add little bits of texture. Like, for example, here in that Venus symbol, we get a little bit of texture. I don't know if y'all can see that, but that kind of breaks up the intense blocky feeling that decks like these can sometimes have. So I feel that's really good. And we see that again in the Emperor right here and right here. So it does that really well. And, you know, like, I adore line art. I think everyone who's remotely interested in art and took art classes in high school remembers that annoying art teacher that was always like, no, you have to work. You know, you have to put lots of blobs of color on the page first. And, you know, the lines come after. And I always just wanted to do lines because line work is the most fun, you know, like, yeah. But yeah, I really love it. The pedagogue as the Hierophant, as a teacher, former teacher, this is terminology that I'm familiar with. Not everyone might be. And therefore, I'd say this is not a deck for absolute beginners. Like, don't buy this deck for your witchy niece who's just started reading tarot, you know. Buy it for her when she's 3 or 4 decks in, I'd say, and a couple of years in, maybe even. But I really love it. But by all means, go buy this deck because it is really good. A gorgeous hand fastening for the lovers. We're getting cute little Sailor Moon references here again with the bow, with the little bow. Is it a bow? Yeah, it's called a bow. Really gorgeous. I always love a genderless lovers. I think that's cute. The Chariot with this rocket ship, really dope, really gorgeous. And then, okay, here's where it gets interesting because we have options in this deck, which is really cool. So for strength, you can either choose to have it at number 8 and actually use the strength card with this ant. Or you can use fortitude and you can use this clam. You can also choose to have strength at 11. You can also choose to have fortitude at 11. I personally prefer this illustration, and it resonates better with the way I read. But maybe that's just me, you know. But yeah, you can like sort of build your own deck with this, and I find that really, really cool. It's a really cool extra feature. Or you can leave them all in, who cares? But I've chosen to take them out. I love a good lantern line work design for the Hermit. Really pretty. It kind of reminds me of I used to have the Threads of Fate, and the Hermit card was what sold me on the deck because of this huge ass lantern, and this kind of reminds me of that a little bit. And I know that Logan likes those decks too, so he's probably not going to be annoyed by me mentioning that. Love this wheel. This is a really interesting because my little nephew has severe autism, and these toys are his favorite. So I love that. That really struck a chord with me when I saw that. So for Justice, we have multiple options. So I chose to put it at 11 in this deck, but you can have it however you want. So you can either have this card, or you can have this same card, but at number 8, whichever floats your boat best. Or you can use this card at either 8 or 11. And this is the error page that you sometimes get when you're on the internet, and it says fair as fuck justice dot where ? Which I find an interesting statement. It's a statement. But this, I really like this, maybe a bit more classic guillotine. But I was seriously contemplating putting the other in, but I like this one better. Hanging, this gorgeous chrysalid that's about to sort of hatch. Really pretty, really stunning, really cool. Death with a crow skull. I think it's a crow skull. I'm not going to look it up in the guidebook this time, but gorgeous, gorgeous. And once again, we get that, like I said, that little bit of texture right there. We're breaking up this really intense block of foil with like thinner lines down there, that's how you do line work for decks like these. Because, I know a little bit about indie publishing, and decks like these are expensive to make, so you want to like get the best result. I love Balance for Temperance. That's really cool. So there has been some renamings here and there, which I don't mind at all. For the Devil, we get this really cool Oni looking mask that also is kind of giving me dragon vibes, and I love it. I live for it. I live, laugh, love it. The Tower is this collapsing cake, which is just stunning and perfect. And then we get a gorgeous star with the ibis flying past it. And we get the moon with the crustacean, which I think is cute. And then we get like the card that sold me on the deck, which is the sun, which has this gorgeous unicorn in it. And once again, we have this pretty big, intense block of foil, so we're breaking it up with all these thinner lines down here. That's how you do it, y'all. Really, really good. Good work. And then this really cute bell, and I'm pretty sure I am going to look this one up because I just am too excited for it. I'm pretty sure it reminds me of something. Let's see. Yeah, this is definitely a sort of it's a cultural, but also a pop culture reference towards the game Elden Ring a little bit, but I also got a little bit of a Zelda vibe here. But it's that bell that's kind of like, hey, wake up. Definitely giving me Zelda vibes. And then the world, which is this gorgeous, gorgeous dragon, and it's just everything. This gorgeous sky serpent, almost. And then we have, and I didn't know this was in here, and it's absolutely stunning and awesome, and it's been a while since I've seen this. We have a Happy Squirrel card, which is so cool. I kind of want to see what Logan has to say about this in the guidebook really quickly. The cards can be vague and mysterious. An unexpected turn, bliss, misery, nuts, Lisa's wedding. The Happy Squirrel card is both a wild card and a Simpsons reference. Use it as you see fit. And isn't this supposed to be the worst card in the tarot to get? The Happy Squirrel. So then we're headed into the majors, into the minors, and for that I sort of kind of have to slightly reorganize my shit right here because the card quality of this deck is really good. It's a 350 GSM. I'm not going to do the annoying tarot YouTube influencer thing where people are like, it's this much bigger or smaller or slimmer than a standard RWS, but it is, like I said, it is, oh, whoops, something fell. But it is slimmer than a standard RWS. I can actually do the annoying influencer thing. So it's a little bit, it's tall, but it's a little bit slimmer, so that's good. So this is a pip deck, but do not be like annoyed by that. I see people getting like really angry about the fact that something is a pip deck, which I never really get that anger. It's pips with feelings. So we get gorgeous like fairy wands for the wands. And we sort of get, none of these wands are like the same. So we get these cute little we get these cute little cues as to what they might mean. So over here in the wand, I don't know if y'all can tell, we see this little cartographer. Oh my god, I can't speak. Cartographer's tools to kind of measure the distance and draw circles on maps. So that definitely pulls us into that meaning. What's up with the 3? What can we see here? Well, it's not always super duper clear to me, but I do like it a lot. So yeah, for the 4, gorgeous. So every card has basically its own wand. The 5 makes sense. We kind of get that battle feeling going on here where they're kind of fracturing. And then for the 6, we get this really gorgeous sort of laurel-esque thingy almost in here. So it does kind of give you that victory vibe. Look at that holo, guys. So I'm not going to be doing that for every card, but the 7 obviously is about defending yourself. So this one wand is very strong. What I like what Logan did is that he really is trying to depict a story with the pips. And also not just from the little itty bitty extra illustrations within them, but also from the placement of the pips and the direction of the pips. And, you know, like creating a good pip deck is an art form. It's not, as so many people call, lazy. Lazy pips do exist, but this takes a lot of work to get that gorgeous symmetry going just right. So the quartz are really interesting because they are sort of sometimes gender fucking a little bit, which I love. So we get the Page of Wands, and then we get the Knight, which is this gorgeous female presenting Shantae the genie kind of vibe. And then we get the Queen, and this Queen is a more masculine presenting guy with this beard, and I love him. And then we get the King, which is like sexy lion daddy. So yes. So the swords are gorgeous as well. We see this little butterfly right here. Like, you really need to, you know, look at these cute little details, guys, because it's everything. Then we get the 2. We get the 3 of Swords, where we see that little broken heart right there. Look at that. You know, I get a kick out of stuff like that. The 5, where we definitely see a little bit of conflict here, which I think is really, really awesome to see. Well, oh no, this was actually the 4. I'm bullshitting myself. What the hell? You know what it is we see? We sort of see that church window there. That's what we see. That's really interesting. 5 shows the broken swords. Only 1 sword remains. And we see these Pokemon knockout faces right there. Except for this one, who is bearing a crown. So these pips are telling stories, y'all, and I love it. The 6 of Swords, we clearly see the sunshine after the rain transitioning to sunshine as long as you follow the path, which I think is really cool. The 7 is really dope as well. One of these is like my favorites. Which one was it again? Oh yeah, we get the 8 with the little locks. So there's little details everywhere. The 9, what's this? What is this? This is sort of a scary, spooky clown face. I love that. And then the 10s just have these brutal, like, skeleton faces right there. You know what you might miss if you don't actually look at them? I think this is one of those decks that could easily slip under the radar as, nah, it's pips, so I don't like it. Whereas you could, like, take some time to actually look at the tool you're working with, and you'll find amazing shit. I love this page. And this Knight is really dope with the 1 boob. This is one of the cards that made me fall in love with the deck as well. I love the Queen. And then we have the King. Ooh. This is not my favorite court, apart from the Knight with the boob. I really did love that. Okay, so for the cups, we're kind of in this sort of like potion flask thingy phase, which I really, really love. 2 of Cups, we see the connection. It looks really lovely, really gorgeous. 3 of Cups, definitely giving party time. They're all wearing their little jewels. And they've got bubbly. Really cute. Then we have the 4 of Cups, which I kind of have to sit with a little bit more because I don't really super get it. Maybe the guidebook has something interesting to say because I don't super get this nod to the RWS. But then again, I don't need that because I know my cards. But 4 of Bottles. Oh, features stoppered bottles with X charms on them, ordering us to stop partaking of these bottles. That's interesting. I've never really seen the cups like that, the 4 of cups. But you know, like, that's another like beautiful thing about pip decks. The details are here, but you can choose to ignore them if you want to. Love this 5, where 4 of the bottles are overturned and there's still 1 left, and we get this weeping eye symbol there. Really pretty. I love the 6. That's really cute. That's really adorable. We get the 7, where we have all these different choices to make. We have the 8, where, you know, goodbye, we need to move the fuck on. We get the 9, where everything is hunky-dory again. And then we have the 10, which is like perfect bliss, and we get all these cute little birds and rainbows and hearts. So that was the suit. Now let's head into the courts. Love this page. Love this knight. This is so funny. Logan and I both have a seahorse featured in our knight, so I think that's really cool. The queen is not necessarily the most feminine presenting queen in this deck, which I find really, really cool. And the king is the most feminine presenting in this deck, which I find very, very cool as well. So then we're in our last suit, which is the suit of pentacles, and I adore it. I love it. I love pentacle suits. I love pentacle pips. I think this is really stunning, really pretty. Look at that little cairn right here, that rock pile that is sort of balancing. They're balancing on top of each other. That's really clever. We get the 3. We get the 4, where we're so in a structure and so holding so tightly that we're already sort of seeing little cracks. And then for the 5s, the pentacles are broken. They're done. I love this pip placement, by the way. This is really pretty, really, like, Logan is a graphic design genius, honestly. I love that. For the 6, it's funny, they're all holding each other together in this sort of endless loop, which is sort of what we're doing when we're helping each other. We're uplifting each other. The 7, oh, that's really pretty because we get those little seedlings that are, you know, sprouting a little bit along the edges of the coins, which I think is really cool. And for the H, we get the pretty standard but fun hammer and, you know, workmanship tools kind of thing. For the 9, we get the really cute RWS bird and the garden symbology. And for the 10, we get this lovely bunch of roses. Just reeks of abundance, if you get what I'm saying. And then we're headed into the page, which I think is really cool as well. This is really dope. The knight, which is like a super sexy, hunky stud, which I adore because I do feel like a lot of tarot people might disagree, but I am very biased towards the suit of Earth and the court of Earth. And I feel like Earth is the sexiest element, you know. It's the most of the flesh. The queen has really nice boobies and really big areolas, and she looks kind of like a mother goddess. And the king of Earth is just perfect. Absolutely stunning. So yeah, that was basically the whole deck. I'm going to put everything back into the box. Why? Because I like to keep my shit nice and neat. And everything is in order now. It makes it feel so pristine. I've heard some readers do reorder their decks after every reading. I couldn't imagine ever doing that. I'd be a mess. A mess, I tell you. But I hope you guys like this. Like, I really feel like, and I don't say this a lot, but this one's special. Get this deck. Especially when you're into foil decks. Like, I feel like Logan is a very respected member of the community, but, you know, like, he's, you know, I don't want to sound condescending because I'm a small as fuck creator, but he's not at Threads of Fate levels yet, and I feel like he deserves to be at those levels. So go give him a follow, shout out, support, everything. Buy this deck. I did. I bought this with my own money, and I think you should too. So thanks for watching, and bye-bye.